Welcome to Buffzone. We are here at the Colorado practice fields where the Buffaloes just completed yet another practice. They are a couple weeks into practice, a couple weeks left before the first game, and the Buffaloes have been doing a lot of good things throughout camp. There are a lot of positive things coming out of camp as you expect, but one thing that Coach McIntyre talked about this week was there's a new attitude, kind of a different attitude, a better attitude, and more maturity from this team. Coach McIntyre talked about what he's liked from the first couple weeks.
The attitude's been excellent. It really has. They've come out to get after it every day, and then they're staying focused. The guys on the sidelines are staying into it, which is critical when you see that. So I think the attitude's been really excellent.
Is that as good as it's been in any of the camps you've had here so far then? At this point?
Yeah, I would say so. Just the maturity factor. They're all into it. They're not just trying to get through practice. They're trying to learn and get better. And I think that a lot of that has to do with maturity.
With 2 weeks to go before the first game against Colorado State on September 2nd, the Buffaloes have a lot of work to do. Coach McIntyre talked about what he'd like to accomplish between now and the opener.
Well, we'll do a lot more game-type simulation where we'll have both teams on the field and then run on special teams and substitutions and all the functions of a team. We'll do that quite a bit between now and the first game. So at the game, the kids are just used to that. They're calm in that situation. So we've got to do that, logistics of the game. Second of all, we've got to, shore up our starting lineups, so we still got a couple more days of camp, and then we'll head into that starting next week.
All right, one of the things the Buffaloes need to work on between now and then is their punt and kick returners. They didn't do a lot of that the first few days of camp. They've worked a lot on it since then. McIntyre did not give us any specific names, but guys like Jay McIntyre, Shea Fields are working there in punt return. You're going to see guys like Donovan Lee and Philip Lindsay on kick return. But Coach McIntyre talked about what he'd like to accomplish on the return game between now and the opener.
We've worked out on that a lot, and we'll keep doing that, but we've done it. We've done it basically every day, some form of it.
Have you identified a couple of top candidates at both spots?
We'll make that decision starting next week. But we've got 3 or 4 we think at each area because people get nicked up, so you gotta have a way to go.
One thing the Buffaloes are hoping to be better at this year is getting to the quarterback and developing more of a pass rush. That's something that defensive coordinator Jim Leavitt has talked about all offseason. They would like to get to the quarterback more, especially with their base defense. That puts pressure on guys like Derek McCartney, Jimmy Gilbert, NJ Fallow, anybody that's going to play that outside linebacker spot, and really the whole defensive line. Was able to catch up with Derek McCartney this week and talk about that pass rush, how it's going from his perspective.
Last year, just looking back at film, you see where we have a lot of missed opportunities just because the pass rush wasn't there. And me and Jimmy have been working a lot along with all the other guys, and we're gonna be a lot better this year. Oh, it's really it's crucial, really. Our secondary is great, but if we can't get to the quarterback in like a short amount of time, then they're gonna struggle because you can't cover someone forever. So.
All right, definitely looking for some big things out of McCartney and Gilbert and the rest of that pass rush. That getting to the quarterback more often is going to be key for this team this season. Another thing that's going to be huge is better play from the offensive line. And one of the guys that's looking to get better is Sam Kronsage. He's been playing tackle, played a little bit of right and left tackle last year. He's really been kind of focusing on right tackle, but he's one guy that's really been mentioned by several people to me throughout this camp as really improving this season. I was able to catch up with him as he talked about not only his improvement, but just kind of what he's been doing throughout the offseason.
Yeah, definitely. Every day you're coming out here trying to improve your technique and get better in that aspect, and I think I've done that, but we're making jumps, but we still got more jumps to make, so there's always more room to improve and stuff, but yeah, and all I think I'm doing a good job in improving my technique and fundamentals and stuff like that. Yeah. If you don't try to do the best you can, you're not going to be very good, so you got to have the attitude coming out here that you're going to be the best you can every day, and honestly, if you don't do that, you're not going to get it done in this competitive league. So you gotta motivate yourself. You got to find it within yourself, and you got to push through it and get yourself better.
All right, one thing that's helping Kronsage and the rest of the offensive linemen is the battles that are going on there. Coach Clayton Adams moved over to the offensive line this season and really created a lot of competition, opened up the entire offensive line, said all jobs were on the line, and Sam talked about how much that's really helped everybody on the offensive line.
And still, I think till this day, there's not a concrete 5 starters yet. So, yeah, it makes us go out every day and compete against each other, which is good, a nice, healthy competition, and push each other. Me and Hagler, who are going at the right tackle, we're great buddies. We're pushing each other. So, yeah, I think it's improving both of our games by making us compete like that.
All right, before we get out of here, we wanted to catch up with Devin Ross, have a little fun with him, ask him a few questions, things like who's the fastest guy in the team, things like that. So we were able to catch up with Devin and have a little fun. Fastest guy in this team?
Me.
Aside from Devin Ross, who's the fastest guy in the team?
Probably Cheeto.
The defensive back that you have the toughest time going against and catching the ball against?
It's between Cheeto and Ted, both equal, both my favorite people to go against, and I always go against them because I want to be against the best. Cheeto and Ted for sure.
There's some pretty good talented freshman defensive backs. Of those freshmen, who's really impressed you?
Baby Deuce, Ronnie Blackman. He showed out a lot, and he got my number on, so I gotta give him love.
What's your favorite thing to do during camp when you're not having to play football?
Probably feed my fish, my new fish I just got, and play Call of Duty. That's about it.
All right, thank you very much to Devin Ross for playing along there, and to all the players and coaches for helping us out this week. We will be back next week to update you more on camp. The Buffs inch closer to that season opener. They are now 2 weeks away. Colorado State on the horizon, and I'm sure about a week from now they're going to be getting more into game prep. We'll catch you up next week.